Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Alien Addict on this AI-generated evening. And it's a real AI-generated evening for ufology because this is the shape of things to come. And mark my words, people, it is going to get bad. But without further ado, oh, by the way, I apologize for being late. I was I had an engagement with some AI. I actually have been doing some AI stuff, honestly. Anyway, without further ado, let's bring on my first guest of tonight. Why did you do that? Why didn't you keep whatever?
Because I looked like it wasn't working.
It was working. I was laughing.
Oh, I saw a blob. Do it again. Because it was part of your AI. That's okay. What I was.
Without further ado, my first guest of tonight, the invisible, the one and only. It's not working now, Rich.
Oh, AI is everywhere. Yeah, you never know what you're looking at.
Is it too early to say fuck in the video?
What? Too early? Nah.
Yeah, it's never on Alien Addict.
I didn't hear an F.
And also, Hidden, are you ready, my friend?
Dun, dun, dun.
Is he ready?
Well,
Hidden, you are ready. Oh, it's happening. Oh, okay.
No.
No, it's not happening.
No.
Whoa.
There you go.
We've got a face reveal.
Russell?
It's me. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
What's up, Hidden Underbelly?
There he is.
Good to see you. Yeah.
It's still, we only ever see, and this is true, Rich. I honestly only ever see the angle of his face at all times.
Oh, well, that's his style.
I've honestly never seen another angle. This is true, isn't it, Hidden?
Yeah.
Never seen
it. It's the way I got the camera set up because it's too close on my face. So, and plus you don't, high definition, man, it's just going to show everything off.
Tell me about it.
And
what's up, Bernie? Sorry.
A very special guest tonight. A member of the community and a great supporter of the shows. Moonlicht.
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome.
How you doing, mate?
It's lovely. So glad to be here.
It's a very English thing to say, lovely.
Well, I'm a stand-up git, so.
There you go. I'm so happy to have you. And I did say to you the other day we'd have you on. I had no idea what the show would be about because I never do. I never planned these things, but then last minute I said, I hope you're okay. It's going to be AI. And you bring it on. Yeah. Bring on that madness. But before I get into that, I do want to speak about Kurt Jamongel's. Is that his surname?
That's good. Yeah, that's it.
What the hell is a Jamongel, anyways?
His last name.
Surname. His last name. Mm-hmm. And he has an awesome show, which I managed to capture last night live because it's not up now. It's gone. Is it, Rich? Is it being edited?
Well, it is. Apparently, he edits the shows and then it'll be up later, I guess, or tomorrow. I'm not sure, but that's usually how it goes.
Well, it's probably one of the best interviews I've ever seen with Stephen Greer.
Wow.
I would go that far because it made me bite my nails with some of the. Oh, by the way, Stephen is here in AI format tonight. There you go.
Oh, wow. No, do me like that.
I made those earlier.
You should do all of us, dude.
Actually, I made a couple of them yesterday.
That's incredibly cool looking.
Wow.
That's like a caricature, or however you say that word. Caricature?
It is like a caricature.
Yeah,
camera.
they make the heads like really big and the bodies like really small.
So has nobody else seen it? Did anybody capture it live?
I was not around. Yeah.
So I was watching on and off because I was actually doing housework at that time in the night, and I thought, oh, I'm going to finish watching this on the drive to work. This morning, I was extremely pissed off because I couldn't watch it and listen to it. But I will tell you guys this: if anybody did watch it, at some points, Greer looked a little bit miffed off with some of the questions, and his back got put up against the wall to the point where Kurt's like, "Listen, this is how I run my show. If you're gonna make big claims, I'm gonna ask big questions on the back of that." And Steve, to the point where Steven said, "Well, what did he say now?"
The video's up if you want to play some of it.
I don't want to do that because I don't.
Kurt's okay with it. He allows me and others, so anyway, you're allowed to if you want. He won't do it.
But I wouldn't even know the bit where it is, Rich. It's a real long video.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's a 2-hour interview. So yeah, don't go watch it now, those people.
Oh, it's premiering. It's premiering later tonight. Okay, never mind. He's premiering it.
Well, it's a great interview.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
No, don't worry about it. But yeah, brilliant. And there's bits in that where you'll be like, oh my God. So I hope he's not edited those bits out, because Greer's back did get a little bit shuffled.
Can you remember a little bit of maybe what he asked or what got Greer back?
There was questions about shooting flares up in the
good. No way.
Yes, there was also
I know who forced that question out there. The Angry Channel told Kurt, because they're friends, so he told him to ask that question.
Yeah, I would love to speak to Kurt. I think he's a great interviewer. An absolutely fantastic interviewer. Did a fantastic. I don't know I'm not sure his co-host. I've not seen him before. Actually, I do recognize him, but both of them were doing such a good job.
I've never seen a co-host. Yeah, I've never seen a co-host there.
I thought Stephen held his own really well, but there was a question about a patent, and Stephen was like, "Well, it's in one of the book. You're gonna have to go through these pages." And he's like, "Can you explain it?" And he says, "Well, you're just gonna have to go through the pages." And I'm butchering this, I know I am, but I can't remember the full thing. I think I'm going to watch it again today before the show, but it wasn't there. But yeah, he was asking proof about something to do with some sort of pattern, and Stephen's like, "You're gonna have to look it up." You know, I've not brought the papers with me here, and he said it seems like you're getting a bit shirty to Kurt. I think he used the word. He may not have used the word shirty, but it was something like that. And he's like, "Hey, this is how I treat my guests." You know, ask the difficult questions. It was a good interview, though. It was a very good interview. But yeah, so this week we got the. Was it this week, Rich, or was it the end of last week? I think that we got the new Roswell images.
It feels like last week.
I think it was the beginning of this week, but
or the beginning. Yeah, it could have been Monday. I think
it's just a blur. But as soon as I saw those images, I could tell they were AI. I know other channels have spoke about that. I wanted to do something about that early, but I do my show on a Friday. For anybody who knows me, I've been playing around with AI for quite some time now. I think I've sent you some AI stuff. I know a lot of my thumbnails use AI. I don't know if people know that. There's AI in a lot of my thumbnails, especially in this one. But you can tell that AI images are a mile off. The reason why I want to do this show to address it is I believe it's going to become hard to spot. Almost impossible to spot when it comes to pictures. You're not going to be able to tell the difference.
What did I tell you? pictures we won't be able to accept anymore. And then you said, that's not it, Rich. It's when they can fake the videos with AI. That's going to be the difficult. I was like, oh my God, it's going to ruin everything. Eventually it will. This is like new CGI to us, right?
This is... Someone's at the door.
Somebody's cleaning there.
Somebody's at my door. I hope it's not the.
You bring them
I
on.
hope it's not
Yeah,
the boogeyman.
bring them on.
I shall return.
It's
It's your
Greer.
delivery. It's your delivery. Your ape is here.
So that's the thing, Rich. When this, and I have got an AI program that I've just signed up for tonight, which is a new one that I want to test out.
Oh,
So we'll make a live UFO crash. But here's what I've done this week, which are just a few images that I've made.
wait, you made these?
I've made these, yeah. These are the ones that I've done in the.
What was your template to start with, though?
Nothing.
Well, I don't understand how it works. You're gonna have to explain it after you show these.
Okay, yep. I not only will I explain it, I should be able to show it working.
Good.
So all I've done. So Mick West here, he did this, which Hidden kindly sent me this. I asked Mick to come on, but he can't make it tonight. But yeah, this is all he's done. There is probably typed in to the AI UFO crash Roswell. So this is words that he'll have typed in, and probably black and white photograph, and maybe put the word UFO in. And the AI has then made this. So this has made this, and this. These are what I've made. Now, can you see the human being in the background there? So in the thumbnail, I've cut him out because he, yeah. But if you look at the human being, and I know Stephen Cambion did mention this about AI images at the moment struggle to make humans. They really do struggle to make humans. The more you play about with it, the better you can make a human. So when I started to put Greer in the system, his face was a bit messed up. Then I tried to put Greer and I used the word Greer smiling, Greer sad, and it starts. I mean, that one in the middle, I just had to put that in because it's hilarious. And then I thought, you know what? I'll put somebody else. I will ask it to make somebody else today. So today I made this.
He's a good-looking man. Yeah.
He looks alien.
It does look alien. Yeah.
Hybrid.
What if the AI can tell who's an alien?
Yeah.
It brings out those features.
Yeah. I mean, it
Wow,
really
look at
does explain a lot about David Wilcock.
I bet you could probably make David Wilcock.
It looks like Kevin Bacon
But
Oh,
it does a
on the
little bit,
right.
yeah.
On the right.
But check this out. This is
Wow.
what Stu Little has been. I wanted him to come on tonight, but he
But
can't
these
make
are
it.
pictures of the horror writer, right, Steve?
Those are pictures of Bob Lazar.
Oh, well, they look like what's the horror writer?
Stephen King.
Oh, right. It
Stephen
does.
King.
It does. Look at that.
It
The
does
middle
like-
one
yes,
does.
Yes, you're right. Just like
Dude.
Bob Lazar is Stephen King's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And their father is John. What's his name?
John Lear.
John Lear, yeah.
Check this out.
It's a family affair.
It is. Why not?
Check this out. That this is what Stuart Little's done with the AI generator.
Wait. That one on the right there, the Devil's Tower, that's AI?
Yes, all of those are AI.
So the AI, so you don't just type in Devil's Tower and it makes it. It has to look at something, right?
You don't see it look at anything, Rich. That's the thing. So I have never used this program before, so I'm going to screen share now.
What program are you using?
So somebody recommended to do the DALI. This is why I was about 6 minutes late. I had to make an account. I've got a premium account on the phone with Dreams that I pay for, because that's what, so I can just make them on the go. So I can make them on the iPad and I can make them on the computer. I've only got this DALI thing, so I'm gonna have a go now and see what we can create, because I don't want this to be a video of just creating stuff, but I want to talk about this because I genuinely think this is going to be a huge problem for the field. I think you're going to get everybody eventually making UFO hoaxes. It'll start with pictures, but as soon as video hits, it's game over.
Well, there's some AIs that are doing videos.
Yes, I've seen those. I've seen the AI videos, but
I know.
At the moment, they're very arty-farty.
Yeah.
They're amazing to look
But,
at.
but if the AI starts learning, so you give it now where it's at its infancy of making videos, you give it what, 2-3 years of learning, it'll be doing it.
That's all it took for that face swap technology to get really good. Couple of years.
The deep fakes, yeah.
Deep fake, yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's it. This is like a deep fake, isn't it?
Sort of. It's sort of, because with the Roswell pictures, you could see they're too clear. They're
Too
a little
clear.
too, yeah, they're too clear to save the cameras that would have been used back in the 40s.
Yeah.
They're too clear. The imageries, they're too clear. They're too bang on. I mean, the person who put it up, if he ran it through a little filter that maybe put a little specks in it and things like, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, make it look dirty.
Yeah, that's the best way to say. But they were a bit too clear looking. That's why I think the flags went up and went, hold on.
You guys see? I'm going to bring it full screen, so you should be able to see what I'm doing.
Should we get some artist music in the background? No piano? So what we're doing here, we're watching Alien Addict show us how the AI generator for pictures works.
Hey, this program might not be as good as the one that I know how to use.
He said this program is not as good as the one that he...
It may not be. I don't know.
It may not be, he says. It may not be.
I've hit generate.
He generated. We see a dog and a cat.
Oh my God. Can you guys see that? Something has changed. It looks like this request may not follow our content policy.
What?
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
No, there's no. This could be a good thing. So, the program that I'm using right now, I type exactly that in, and it works.
Huh?
So let me try and.
But what is it learning off of?
The internet. It's because the commands you give it, it's searching the internet and it's piecing it together.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's just put UFO.
I understand.
Photo generate. I'm probably gonna get barred here. I've took out the word crash.
Well, this is a site you're paying for content.
I don't pay for this one. I've got
okay.
I've got so many free. There you go. That's the AI has just made those UFOs.
Shut off. So if I went on the internet right now and looked for these...
Ooh,
Hello?
Somebody's mic's just gone funny.
It's not me.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll
it
mute
is me.
myself to see if it's me.
It was you. As soon as you muted, it went off. There you are. Nope, you're back. Nope, it's not you. It's Moonlight. Try it again, Moonlight. Unmute. Yep, it's him. It's the moon. It's like feedback, brother. Oh, Alien Addict, you're muted.
Moon, if you just drop out and drop back in and fix your mic.
There he is. It's better now.
I think he sorted it.
Cool.
Those are damn good pictures.
Yeah, those are clear. So what I was asking, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just don't want to forget because I will. Is that UFO on the internet somewhere? No. That's the
AI has made it.
But how did it know to put the trees in there and all that?
Because it'll look at the history of UFO photographs. And
You got to be kidding me.
No, I'm really not, Rich.
This is bad. This is bad for ufology in all shapes and sizes.
It's just going to keep repeating what people approved of in the past, and what the people that requested it said was good and what they said was bad. AI is just trial and error, and what we approve of from AI learns is good, and what we disapprove of, AI throws away. So the more we approve of AI, it will recreate that over and over and try to tweak it. And that's the sad part about AI, is it's going to bring out our subconscious wants and our conscious wants through our approvals. So it's going to eventually it's going to make what we think is God in AI. I mean, for ufology. So eventually it'll make what our consciousness is wanting alien ships to look like and what alien creatures we want to look like. And that's the whole bad part about artificial intelligence. There's nothing artificial about it. It's a conglomerate of what we have tweaked the mathematics to be. And that's the whole sad part about it all, is that it's really our programming over and over and over again, tweaked down to what we hoped it would be. And that's the sad part about it.
Why does it show me an orange slice? I don't get this thing. What is that? Is that just...
It's a shape. It's a shape that looks like... it's just like whenever our original thing was, it looked like saucer. It looked like a saucer of milk or a saucer of pan being skipped across a pond or whatever, a rock being skipped across. That basic shape is what we identify with flying saucers.
I think Rich meant, why is it showing orange? I don't know. I think that's their thing, an orange slice.
Oh, you think it's just a logo?
An orange slice
That's
is a
all
shape.
No, I think it's just an icon for what they're doing, right? Isn't that what you mean, Alien Addict? It's not really what the AI is going off of. That's just a picture.
What it means, Moonlich, is this orange slice. Watch, when I hit generate, and we're going to generate another UFO, that orange slice.
Okay. Yeah, I was asking, why is that there? I was asking, is the AI using that picture with the orange?
Well, I think that actual slice of that half of an orange there is replicating that shape of that UFO right there. Oh. That's one of the typical shapes that come to mind, because that right there is actually what you're looking at right here is half an orange, just turned the other way. But it's the typical shape that we find every day in our house.
But I haven't seen any other object or shape show up, only the orange slice.
But if you
there was a cat and dog. That's right.
If you go back a couple slides, you'll see an actual
the orange
juicer.
Slice is...
You'll see the top of a juicer in one of the UFOs.
Yeah, I think the Moonlich. I think I get.
I know what you're saying, but I'm actually trying to say that they're using one of their actual gimmicks. They're using one of their slides they use as a weight slide that is actually
orange
topical
slice
to what we're looking at.
Yeah, the orange slice though, you could put anything in. So if I put
but what I'm trying to say is they have typical slides that they put in for the wait time, but this one just happens to match. But they're using it because it matches our topic Our
No,
description.
the orange slice is nothing to do with it. I promise you. I've just typed in Bob Lazar. Oh my god! And you still get the orange slice, but this actually does make people look more real.
God.
More
It makes them
real?
look more common because it's taking a conglomerate of what people think people look like.
I feel sorry for his wife. He wakes up to see that. Ah!
The guy
Could you
over
type
on
in-
the right. It's
Could
funny.
you type in Tic Tac UFO, see what it does?
Nice.
If trying Tic Tac in the software I use doesn't seem to.
Try Pill Shape then. That's the name I like to still use.
Or lozenge.
Pill Shape UFO.
Here we go. Yeah. It is pill shaped. Well, they're round pills too. Shut off. It's thinking.
Yeah,
Ah!
it doesn't seem to get the but if you type in UFO
That's a shame.
old,
Pill Shape.
I think the word UFO is overriding everything else in there. If you leave out UFO and maybe put in craft or something else.
I get it. Pill Shape craft.
I mean, if you type in UFO, you can get it to generate like CGI looking UFOs, but if you type in the keywords like black and white photo, that's when you can start to get things that start to look a little bit real. Now, maybe if we put the word,
Because you got to realize these are still running off the same old
I spelled that wrong.
type things that search engines run off.
Isn't it interesting how they all look like 1945? They look like the 50s and 40s UFOs.
You know why that is, Rich? Because they put black and white photo, and that is all. So I've just put triangle UFO, old black and white photo, and it doesn't understand it. It's the reason why it doesn't understand that is because what it's doing is it's looking at old black and white photographs of UFOs, and it can't find any triangles. We've talked about that for many years now about UFOs, how they change shape over the years.
Mm-hmm.
If you put triangle in front of this software, it doesn't understand how to make a triangle UFO.
Right, because they weren't around back then with the black and whites.
Try putting a triangle later on in the search phrase
Well, if you
instead of putting it up front.
just
and
put triangle
take
UFO
out- put
and take
old-
out black and white photo.
It's working. I see an orange slice. I'm excited. This is fun. This is like grab bag without the bags. I don't know what that means. Interesting.
Let's put photo in front of it.
So that's how they flew the pyramids around.
Well, remember the Indians? They have and I mean from the continent of India. Is that right? Is India a continent? Yes, it is. They have their triangle UFO sighting, more like a pyramid, which starts with a V. Am I right? What's it called? Somebody in chat tell me because I
TR3B?
Nah.
Or
It's way older than that.
Oh, you're talking about it starts with a V,
Yeah.
Vermana.
Oh, the Vermana, yeah.
The Mana, yeah. I had a guy that was supposed to interview years ago about Vermanas.
Don't you find these a little interesting too? Like the one on the right, it's got that chem cloud up there. It's kind of interesting. And the three UFOs next to that.
Yeah, now these are the ones that are harder to get at the moment. But if you focus purely, so what I would say to the community now, if you start to see new black and white photographs show up at the flying saucer, they're probably going to be AI generated because the AI can do that because it's looking at all the old photographs we have of flying saucers, and it's thinking and it's generating that into something that's extremely. Some of them can be extremely realistic looking.
Ollie, can I
Ollie's overloaded the site.
Ollie, can I ask you a question?
Gosh,
Is there any chance you could type in what you're doing, the UFO black and white photos, could you put in the word blurry? And let's see if we can blur it out too, because as I deal with sightings, some of the images come in blurry, and I'm just interested if it blur it out too. How blurry it will make it. It's insane. I mean, what's going to happen now is we're going to have to, whenever we get a picture now, we're going to have to ask for the actual photo so we can test the metadata.
Yes.
And you should type in TR3B, see what happens.
Yeah.
Heather Crystal.
There you go.
Oh, that's amazing. This is unbelievable. We're screwed.
Wow.
That looks incredibly good, man.
Wow. I should send that over to Mavi, see if he wants to post
let's
that.
Try it.
He will.
Let's try it over City.
Oh, nice. Then let's try, what's the one where Galvin UFO was?
Oh, Scotland.
Yeah, maybe type in that. Scotland.
Okay,
UFO.
the Calvine. Oh, my word.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's fun. I mean, that looks good right there.
Yeah, you can use
I mean, if somebody released any of these, you'd say they were fake, wouldn't you? You would say they were fake.
I would say they're stills from a movie, because that one that you got up right now looks like what is it? Earth versus the Flying Saucers.
Yeah.
You remember that sci-fi movie?
Yeah, 1954.
Yeah.
I'm going to take out blurry. I've just realized that me probably doing this video and saying there's going to be a problem. People are going, well, it won't be a problem if you hadn't shown people how to do it.
Oh, wow, man.
Trust me, I think they already know how. Well, those are cool.
So, Rich, this is great for you, for thumbnails.
Yeah.
Fantastic tool for a thumbnail.
What do you get for flying purple people eater?
Oh.
What's that?
A flying purple people eater. Type that in. Flying purple people eater. He's got a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eaters. We wear short shorts, flying purple people eaters. Sure looks strange to me. One horn? When he came out of the sky, he said, look at me. He said, Mr. Giordano, what do you need from me? He came down the chimney and above the fire, he said, look the other way. I've got to go to the bathroom. No, I don't know. All right. You guys thought I knew what I was singing. All right.
That's what you got. But it did make an insect that looks real. That is not a species of any kind.
That is a beetle-looking thing. That's like a stink bug almost.
But the AI's made that up. It doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't. What are the other ones?
Oh, the others look shit.
Oh, yeah.
That was not too bad. But yeah, I mean...
Type in TR3B, please.
TR3B. Oh, I've got a pound sign.
Nah, see, you spelled it wrong anyway. Sorry. Here it comes. It's thinking. Orange slice in half, laying in blue floor in front of a blue wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Type in TR3B UFO, maybe. What were we saying? I'm sorry.
No, he doesn't understand what TR3B is.
That car isn't real then, that one we just saw?
No, it's not a real car. It's taking images of cars and reprocessing them into its own thing.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, it doesn't. But I mean, if you said what? Let's have a look. Alien Grey.
So all you did before was type in Dr. Stephen Greer and it came up with those pictures?
Yeah. And then I started to put like expressions, like put smile, sadness, things like that. And you can get them gradually to look more real. Those are terrible.
Can you try my name?
GUFON.
No, Rich Giordano, silly. Richard.
I'm going to get my gynecologist.
G-I-O-R
Dr. Richard Giordano.
What?
OBGYN.
Giordano.
Jesus.
No, Giordano.
No,
Sounds like Jesus.
No pressure on you. Ollie.
That doesn't look like my name.
Gior.
Yeah.
Dano.
That's
Yeah,
it.
got that.
Okay. I got the orange. It's thinking. It's working. 6, 5, 4.
Everybody gets
I
the
bet it has a hat. I bet he's got a hat on.
Mm-hmm. That's my gynecologist right there.
No,
That's mine.
That is you there, asleep at the back.
At the Phoenix Lights documentary.
Talk about an early 90s picture right there.
That is me. I love it. That's a shame.
The Senate hearing.
I'm still a nobody.
But yeah, it's the problem that we have is this software is gonna get. So I started using this at the beginning of this year, an app called Dreams, and it was okay. I noticed after a month of using it, because I put it down for about 3 weeks, picked it back up, and then I thought, oh, that's had an update. That is a lot better. Then I put it. Then I started to make a load of stuff for my thumbnails. This, that. And then I got bored of it, and I scrapped it again. Then I picked it up recently, and the improvement is next level. Because before it wasn't making things that looked as good as it's making now, but now it's making things that look like that look like real objects. You know,
it's crazy.
It struggles with people at the moment. But
it's just getting there.
Is it because we're complex? Is that why?
Yeah, I believe so. I do think it's gonna have big problems with humans for a while now. But you know how us as the public, we get access to software many years later from what like the military and what have you have had. It got some of the stuff that I've. Now I'm going to put something out there. So you see this one on the one that looks like it's on Mars.
On the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
If somebody wanted to fake something from a big, massive company and has been using a software for a long time, and sometimes we see certain photographs that certain parts of that photograph look a little bit glitchy, and some things look odd that we see pareidolia in, because I'm wondering if some pictures that we may have seen from certain companies, big companies, could possibly have been using this tech for a long time.
Well, that's why I wanted to see if the AI could produce the Tic Tac.
I think you're finding that, yeah, the technology has been being used for an extremely long time, and it has been used in commercials, it has been used in PR, it has been used by the military, it has been used in many, many places in our society. And I'm talking about it's been around since the 70s and before that.
What, AI technology?
Yeah, for
generating
photographs.
images?
Yeah, for images. We've used it to clarify images. We've used it to change images. We've taken it from... It was originally started and originally used, I know of, to take images that you couldn't make out and to redefine them and to try to bring out clarity in those images from way back when. Now, this was starting back in the 70s, and to try to bring out, and even before that, to try to use it to bring out for satellite imagery, bring out more clarity, and for bringing out surveillance imagery, and more like that for the military and for other uses like that.
So we're talking like basic enhancements of images
to enhance it and to bring out, you know, anything you could just to get extra information out of photographs.
Thank you, Lisa.
And that's when, and back then you'd bring it out and you start going through a photograph to go through and to bring out details in a photograph. And if you didn't like what it was doing, you would go ahead and change the parameters, okay? And then you'd let it run some more. You go back and let it run some more, or you'd start it over. And if it came out and it came out starting looking better, you'd let it continue running, or you'd let it go ahead and do another run on top of that and see if it'd bring out more imagery to a better enhancement. If you didn't like it the way it was, what it was doing, you would change the parameters and let it run again. Okay? And that's where all this just keeps going. That's how the artificial intelligence gets in there, and that's how you just let it keep going on itself. If it gets improvements, you let it keep going on it, or you make little tweaks to make it go further in that direction. It's the same way artificial intelligence works on other things without the imagery part. And we call it artificial intelligence, but it's just us reprogramming over and over and over again. And on the artificial side is it'll keep running that trial and error on its own. And that's where the artificial part comes in. It can do the trial and error parts billions of times over in the time it would take us to do the stuff on our own. So it's artificially doing the trial and error. But on the imagery side, we have more of an input into it as far as we visually do it and we make a guess instead of being a factual side on the other side where, okay, the outcome is better suited factually as far as numbers go, statistic-wise. But on the visual side, we say, okay, we make more of a judgment call going, yeah, that looks more like what we wanted. Okay? So we approve it. If it doesn't look more like we wanted, we disprove it. We have more of a opinion.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's not as much of a numbers game. It's more of an opinionated side. That's why we are controlling this more toward our subconscious. That's why when you look at the AI for like the stuff like that Martian landscape and how you look at it for the sci-fi stuff, it looks so much better for the stuff that we dream about. Okay, the imaginary things turn out great. Okay, but the realistic things like a human face, it doesn't turn out like what we see in reality. It turns out like our dream.
Yeah.
Okay? It turns out like what we dream about faces look like. Because
yes,
that's how...
I'd agree there, because you never dream anybody that looks...
Because it's our subconscious that's controlling it, not our consciousness, really. Okay?
You'd be like, I had a dream about my best friend, but you know what? It didn't quite look like... And thank you, Lisa Bowden, for the generous pair that you've just gifted me. $3 pair. Love it. Thank you very much. Yeah,
love you, Lisa. And by the way, see, you got Lisa's last name perfect. Okay? GUFON always blows her last name. You can't say my name, but GUFON always says my name perfectly. Isn't it incredible? See? The difference of two people. Anyways, I'm so sorry.
And we're both dyslexic, Ollie and I.
You see? Yeah.
Isn't life amazing?
I'm a lot more dyslexic than you, though, Rich. It's not a competition. It's not a competition to who can read the worst.
Yeah. I just wanted to interrupt. I'm so sorry, but I love you, Lisa.
No. But so I didn't realize it. Did you realize that, Rich, and Hidden, about the 70s using AI?
I did not, and I just looked it up, and they touched on it in the 70s, and then they got away from it, and then came back in 1980. It was amazing what happened. They didn't get the funding from what I just read, so kind of people were still playing with AI though in the 70s. Just wasn't on the record.
Yeah,
Because I was just about to say, really, Moon? Really?
Yeah, see, people don't believe me offhand when I tell them things.
I looked it up. Yeah.
But see, here's the deal. I'm 59 years old, and I paid attention in my life, okay? So when I talk about things, I'm talking about things I lived through in my life,
Yeah.
okay? I don't bullshit people.
Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I try to do.
And see, I don't have to be, I am a genius, but I don't have to be a genius. I just have to remember a few things that I lived through. And
So, do you boys, so if they've been doing this since the 70s, and I wasn't even aware of that,
yeah,
and what the public has now when it comes to AI generated images, can you imagine what they actually have their hands on now?
yeah, they you don't see the stuff, you don't notice the stuff until you really pay attention and you look for the things that AI stands for and the things that AI does. And like I said, you see it every day in advertising. You see it every day in the military stuff. Military uses it for so much stuff, it's unbelievable. And they have been for decades and decades and decades. So you see it all the time, but it doesn't register with you. But when you see the pictures that from some of the stuff like what they put out the other day, you picked it up automatically. I know other people, Steven picked it up automatically because he's a gamer. He sees these images and he says, oh, I know those images because I see them all the time. You saw those images because you see them all the time. You recognize them. Other people recognize those images as being bad or being computer generated because they see them all the time, but they just didn't know where. A lot of aspects of those images, people knew them because they see them all the time, but they just couldn't put their fingers on them. And there were aspects of those images that to me were just all dead giveaways for dozens of reasons, because they're just instantly recognized to me as a photographer, as a image manipulator, and someone who plays with this. I don't play with AI, doing AI. I don't use any kind of AI software or anything like that. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. It just doesn't work for me. It's all too phony. So I don't even use it when I edit my photos. I don't use it when I do any of this stuff. Okay, a lot of people use AI when they use Photoshop and stuff like that. They allow AI to go ahead and edit their photographs. They edit out they cut out photos and stuff with it, and they use it to do all kinds of stuff. I do all my stuff manually on a manual type thing. And other people, do things in 30 seconds and they slop it up and they flip it up on on their memes and all kinds of stuff like that. I go through it the old fashioned way. I'm a slow guy. I do things with, my own little software that I use that I control all of my little moves and stuff. And I'm not looking for my stuff to be all pretty. I'm looking for my content and for my humor and everything else. So when you look at my stuff, you can tell what I do to a certain degree, and then other stuff you can't tell. You'll never know I did anything to it. It's just the same as the stuff that you see for the ad stuff. Some of the ad stuff you can tell was computer generated. Some of the stuff you can tell was Adobe Photoshop or other software that they used. And then the other stuff that they may do by hand, you're going to have to be an expert to tell that they actually hand manipulated it. And that's the harder stuff to tell. And then there's going to be the stuff that's going to be just way over the top. And you're really going to have to know what you're doing to be able to tell that they screwed with it.
Yeah, so I want to talk about, obviously, the first time. So this may. I want to know what the guys in the chat think, and also you guys, when you first saw Third Phase live, showing these photographs, did you think AI when you first saw them? You all thought AI.
I thought that I didn't know what it was. I'm like, how is this Roswell? Was the first thing I said. I go, it looks like nothing what I remembered. This is stupid. I was thinking that. I am not too familiar with the AI as you guys are, because very hard to tell some things and very easy to tell on other things, but not a lot of people are doing the faking UFO videos yet. Yeah, like how is that even a Roswell? I mean, I didn't even think that at all. I'm like, that to me is odd.
This photograph right here made no sense to me logically.
I know.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
And there are several things about it. If you look how organic they made the soil look, and if you look how organic they made the metal look, and the structure of the craft is what to me screamed that it was AI. Now this one right here was almost on the obscene, that one. And then
I
this
tried
one,
to recreate that by with words, and that this one in the middle is what I came up with, the one with the guy.
yeah.
Is that supposed to be a piece of the ship?
No, that's a body.
That's a body?
Yeah.
Wait, where's the head?
Well, the head's got a hand towel over top of it, and the genitalia is poking out, is sticking up underneath that little fold of material, and then at the very bottom you see where the feet come up.
Okay.
But they don't show the feet, and then there's a tail.
Okay.
But that little lump in the middle there is supposed to be where the genitalia is, right there between the two legs. And it's got the tuft of material up. And then it's very wide up there by the neck. And where that little piece of material is right where the head, covering the head. And that's the very underneath of the chin right there. But that creature, whatever it is very wide. See how wide it is at the neck?
Yeah.
It's like
got no neck. It's like Lou Elizondo.
Yeah, yeah, and it's got those two like vein type things. Not veins, but they're like what, cartilage, or what do you call that? The
like neck muscle,
hamstring type things. What do they call those things that come down the?
Let's see if anybody in chat knows what its medical term is.
They're the parts, the cords in your body. The
Come on,
stretch.
come on, chat. What is it?
Cartilage,
What?
not cartilage, but what do they call those things?
Tendons.
Tendons. There you go, Richie.
Tendons, yeah.
And he gets the prize. What's the word of the day?
Tendon.
Tendon.
I said neck muscle.
Yeah, you were pretty close. They were right there below it. But yeah, and but there's no Adam's apple, which I thought was interesting because it's such a muscular looking body with a unless that's a hood for the the C word, a CL word. Let me put it that way, so it doesn't get too bad. But anyways, so I thought that was, and these eyes for that mask there, that was the most hoaxy one. That was just too much right there.
Ridiculous.
And but yeah, there was such a, these are such the.
That's interesting.
Long Dong Silver.
They were so ill. Now that right there, that was a classic. Oh man, that was just too much. And then that little connector at the tip of that the double wire coming out there. I thought that was, they use those connectors on PCs, on laptops all the time. I thought that was just too much, using a little connector like we use today.
Well, I mean, whoever's made this moon is not. They've literally just asked it to make Roswell, UFO, alien dead body. That's all they've typed in. They've not. I don't think they've gone into that much depth to type, and the AI has just made what it can.
Well, yeah, and that's it's coming straight out of stuff, and that's what was interesting about it. The different types of the whole thing was just so illogical when you looked at it as a collection. And there was other points when you look at the debris field. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, that piece of debris up here, and you look at some of these other pieces of debris when you can actually see them laid out in the field, there's no disturbance of the soil around it. These items are just sitting there. The computer didn't think to disturb the soil. When you look at this like paper fabric or whatever this fabric is, on the left side it's been pressed down and layered out onto the bed, and on the right side it's just folded down and laying down. There are so many things that are the computers try to, put it out on there, but there's no consistency to how it's done. The whole set is illogical, and that's why that's another thing is when you start looking at it as a whole.
What is that supposed to be?
The last one was supposed to be an autopsy of some sort, but they were only
this thing that we're looking at now.
They could have put anything. They could have put alien objects on a.
This
You
is
know
a
what that
mask.
reminds me of? You remember when you used to go to the drive-in theaters?
Oh yeah.
And you put the speaker box in there. That's what that looks like.
That went over the face. It was a mask.
Oh.
And this is supposed to be the outfit that they're wearing. That with the part that was pushed up around the genitalia. This is that coverall that they wear.
Oh, that wasn't a body bag?
Well, they said something about body bag in the picture, but I didn't look like it would be something that would seal over as a body bag. And this was supposed to be a stretchy mask, but hey, I didn't see where that actually laid out in any of the items, the fit. Now this one gets me where you see that little slide out. It looks like it's a slide out thing for like a CD-ROM. But it doesn't match up with any of the side where it would slide back in. That's another part that was like illogical, the way it does. It doesn't fit into anything. So when it goes back in, it would not be flush anywhere. And when it slides out, it's like a slide out camper, but
Well, I've just typed in alien autopsy black and white photograph, and I will show you what it's the software's bringing up. These aren't good, but it's going to become a problem. It's going to become such a massive problem. Look at this one. That's something that the good Dr. Greer could use himself,
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen is people are going to create these AI images, and then they're going to make them with that 3D printer.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
start selling them.
That's a completely different thing. That Rich, like 3D alien print, 3D AI images. Wow,
different alien every time. $9.95. Plus shipping and handling.
And I wouldn't say that if you go back through all the stuff that basically as much as you can, I think you'll find out that there are AI images that we've seen hoaxes before, but we just never bothered to identify them as AI. So some very famous ones also,
like Dr. Reed's.
When I go through an image, and the only thing I do is to go through to the point that I identify it as a non-realistic image. And then I basically stop at that point. I don't go through to try to tell you exactly why or where. I can tell you why, but I'm not going to tell you so much where and how they created it unless I really have to, because it's not worth my time. I'll tell you that it's not a real image as far as not real, alien or something like that, or real spirit or real whatever, but I'm not going to, spend 8 hours going into detail telling you this is why and this is how and this is everything like that, because I might go through 100 images like that in a day, just, proving what is this and what is not. And for me to go through something step by step and give you, 2 hours of why it's not, when I got 150 to go through in a day, it's like, it's not worth it. My opinion is worth it. My opinion is proof. And
yeah, do you boys think it is? Is it just me, or do you think it is going to become a massive problem for us?
It's been a massive problem. And like I said, it's even in. Oh, you're muted. It's even, like I said, it's even in everyday photographs and everyday advertising. So what you see for buying products is a problem. Okay,
Yeah.
what you see for speeches, what you hear for speeches, when you're being talked into something politically, when you're being, everything that you do in your life now is a problem with AI because it's been altered and field tested by computers to make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You're tested already visually to have a certain emotion. It used to be bad enough that they'd go in front of a trial, do, those trials and stuff with people to see how you were going to react. But now they do the trials in front of computers 10,000 times till they get your emotions down correct.
The problem I have is I honestly don't think the big channels, Secure Team 10, Third Phase of Moon, because they report very quickly, I don't know if they're going to spot it. I honestly don't know if they're going to spot these type of things, and they're just going to put it out anyway.
As far as that goes, and as far as the conversation goes about Third Phase of Moon, I'm not going to get into a big argument about any of this stuff like this. But when you look at somebody like TMZ and you look at somebody like Third Phase of Moon just goes ahead and puts it out and says, "Look, what do you think this is?" Okay, TMZ.
They do more than that.
Okay, well, I'm that's just my basic thing.
No, but you can't leave out the most important part.
But let me finish this, okay?
All right.
Okay, TMZ runs it by their staff and their attorneys to see if they're going to be something they're going to be liable for, or something they're going to be, is something that it's going to be negligent on their behalf about being sued on. And they do run their stuff by to see if it's commonly known where this is, what this is, and blah, blah, blah. There's less of that done, I believe, from Third Phase of Moon. They're more into getting you first out there and letting you make your decision about it. And that's my belief, okay? And that's the difference in those type of things.
Right, but now that you've said that, I just want to add, Third Phase of Moon doesn't just put it out to get it out there as fast as possible. Yeah, that's what they do. But they also say, we don't know what it is. We put it up so you can help us figure out what it is. We didn't, they're not researchers that way. They're, like you said, TMZ. They get it up quick and people try to figure it out. Sometimes people figure it out. Sometimes they don't. But that's it. I mean, they say, we don't know if this is a drone. We don't know if this is, they put out all those possibilities, but the people who go up against them say they don't, but they do. But anyway, I just wanted to add that, defending the friends.
I agree. I agree with you, Rich.
Yeah, but you're right. They do. They put it out quick and very little research, but they do sometimes get some information, but not all the time.
Well, it's like this. I think I can speak on this because I do pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
I get a video today. It's out today, and then we can analyze it. Then we can get down to the bottom of it. Now, the debunkers, on the other hand, they have a week to debunk it when they're coming at us with what it is. So we have an audience that wants to see fresh UFO sightings. So we can't sit on it a week because, like, say somebody like Third Phase and myself, if we sit on it for a week trying to figure out what it is, we're going to have 20 channels behind us that have put it out already.
Go ahead.
Oh, Rich. No.
So then they're going to say, oh, so you're just putting it out to get clicks and views because you want to be first and make money off of it.
Well, I don't think it's about money. I can only speak for me on this one. It ain't about money. I've always prided myself to be at the current affairs of things.
Sure.
And I use discernment. That's how come I don't post every day. I could post every day if I just turned around and said, don't use discernment. Just put it out there. The person who's put it up has called it a UFO, so it must be a UFO. I've looked at things and I've wrote to people and said, look, this is what I believe it is. This is the possibility of what it is. Some people embrace what I'm saying. Other people say, "Oh, you're a fool. You don't know what you're doing." But when you put yourself as a channel like myself, and I think I might not have as much subscribers as Third Phase of the Moon, but I think I am the same as them. We like to be at the forefront of these things. Okay, so that's how it is. That's basically how it is. I don't like playing follow the leader. I don't like putting out a video that I've seen it on 10 other channels, unless it is damn good.
I'm going to say this, but first of all, I want to welcome IAMSTULITTLE.
Hi.
Hey, Stu.
Hey,
What's up?
Hey.
Hello.
Stu, we actually showed, which I will bring up in a minute, just a few of the images you've been dabbling in the AI. But just quickly before we get into any of that, I do want to address something that Stephen Cambion said about myself, and said that he thought that I was in a club. I am in nobody's club. You know, the only club that I'm in is my own club. I'm friends with Rich because I've been friends with Rich for years. Rich said to me when he first... There you go, Rich. Let's just touch me, brother. Rich spoke to me when he first kind of started to become friends with the cousins, and he asked my advice on it, and I said, you know, there's nothing wrong with being friendly. I've always been friendly with them. I have debunked them, though Blake and Brent say that I never have. I definitely have. And I do believe that Third Phase of Moon have made hoaxes in the past, 100% themselves. And I'm not saying I am not going to say to my audience that I think Third Phase of Moon have shown hoaxes from other channels that they've been sent. I believe they've personally hoaxed it. Rich, you haven't watched that video. You refused to watch
I did.
it.
I did. I have watched the first 20 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. I believe Third Phase of Moon have made hoaxes in the past.
And after what I've seen, I'm a little concerned.
Okay.
Some of those, but I know some of the backstories on those, and that guy doesn't know he's got some bad information. He's got right information and wrong information.
Isn't that all the sins of their past, though?
Right. These are from 2011 and 12. And I always said, and I'll stop. I'll let you guys talk. Anything you can show me within the last 5 years. I've always said that. And then I forget to say it every time I speak about, they never hoaxed anything. But I mean from within the last 5 years. And
I got hoaxed 4 years ago.
Anything in the past, I said they've already atoned for those. They've already come out and said they made mistakes and did some bad shit. And they wanted to be an influence for the positive from here on out. And when I heard the story, and, I talked to them a lot, they explained a lot of those things. And the debunk is a good video. I haven't seen it all, but I don't know what.
Have they ever said to you, Rich, we've made a hoax?
No, never, not once.
They've never said that to me, but we all know they have. They just need to say, yeah, we did. That's all they need to do, is say we did in the past, because it's obvious now. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to fall out with them over it, because I don't get my knickers in a twist over people that make UFO hoaxes. I really don't. There's more to life than falling out with people. The way I see it is they probably didn't give a shit about the field. They probably really didn't. And maybe now they're starting to realize, actually, because if you speak to, because I've spoke to Blake, he actually does know what he's talking about. And probably Brent does as well, but I've not spoke to Brent too much about it, because Blake tends to take the limelight.
They're equal. They're pretty much equal. Yep.
There's knowledge there. There is knowledge in the field. There's definitely knowledge. They do know the shit, and I will give them that. But in the past, there's definitely hoaxes that they've made. So
Is this the Odyssey video that has been?
Yes. Have you seen it, Stu?
Yes, I watched it the other night, actually.
Very good. Very well done.
Yeah, I mean, there's a compelling argument, but as Rich says, the stuff looks really old, and I think you can't punish somebody or two people for what they did in the past, because they obviously have taken their channel in a different direction.
That's
and I'm not going to say it's good, bad, or indifferent, but it's certainly, you know, you just got to give them the benefit of the doubt until they really screw up now, and then you can come down on them if you want. But at the moment, I mean, I watch their channel as I watch Richie's and everybody else's channels and stuff like that, but they, you know, they're not doing anything that bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got issues with their documentaries, but that's from a technical point of view, not from a what's actually happening in the documentary point of view. But no, I don't think you can punish them for what they did in 2011, 2012. You know, we all make mistakes, we all do silly things, but we learn from them and we move on.
Like things like this, I've only seen the first 20 minutes, and Third Phase of Moon is very well known on their island. Everybody knows them because they're like heroes over there. They really are. They make commercials for certain businesses. You know, they owned a couple of businesses out there. Everybody knows the Cousins brothers. And when they went over to this one place that had two guys in a shop working, and they saw this UFO, and the guy was holding the camera, and it pauses and it says, "This is Blake's camera." And they're trying to say that Blake is faking that it's that guy's camera. I've been in that situation. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But what they do when you're making movies and documentaries, if they didn't have the camera with them, they say, "Hold the camera and show us what it looked like," and point to the sky where it was. And that's what the guy was probably doing. I mean, to pick on every little thing like that, it's a little ridiculous, and people don't know the backstories on a lot of those videos that I've heard, because Third Phase already watched it and told me about it, and that's that. Yeah.
Even with like artistic license, you've got to give them a little bit of sort of wiggle room. I mean, the example I would use from the photographic world is, you'll all have seen what they call the Afghan girl, the one with the really striking eyes that always is on National Geographic and that, taken by Steve McCurry. He got outed about 5 years ago for heavily manipulating his so-called documentary images in Photoshop. And it's like in a similar situation. You can't punish the guy for, you know, what was, you know, a silly life choice with his work for the rest of his life, because the guy's done some amazing, you know, documentary photography. And it's the same with what they're doing. The one thing that did surprise me in the documentary was it seems they have made quite a lot of money working as paparazzi in Hawaii, which I found quite funny. I didn't see that coming from them, which is quite cool. But no, you just can't. You can't keep pounding on them for the same thing. And Cambion always seems to be, I mean, he's really got a bugbear about you, Rich. Oh my God, every chance he gets, he pounds on you now. And he's not perfect himself, you know?
I know.
You see, I'm not going to say a bad word about Cambion, and I've said this to Rich. You know, I have no issues with Cambion. Rich,
I don't know the guy, so I mean, I don't have issues with them either. I'm just going from what I've watched the show.
But this is what I'll say here. Rich understands that I'm friends with Cambion and I'm friends with him. Rich doesn't have a problem with that. And Rich's argument is, well, Cambion had the problem that Rich was friends with Third Phase of Moon. That I agree with Rich. I don't understand why somebody can't be friends with. I'm friends with Secure Team 10. He's been on the channel, and he admitted to making hoaxes in the interview. Go watch it, people. It's only got 8,000 views. Should have had more than that. But yeah, he admitted to doing UFO hoaxes. He admitted to being a crazy idiot that got addicted to alcohol, and you know it happens.
Do you not think, from a Cambion's perspective, and this is just from my own perspective, it's slightly like professional jealousy of Rich that he wasn't invited into the little team that Third Phase have got going on? Because you've got obviously yourself and a few others, you know, work as a
I'm not a part of that team. I'm not.
I know
part
you're
of any
not
team.
part of it, but
I'm a little part of it.
You're a little part of it, but no, I think it's professional jealousy. I do. It kind of comes across as that, or at least to me, it does.
It is.
You know what I think it. You know what I think it is. Can I give my opinion on this one? I think there's a corner of the internet that they're just doing a little bit of hate baiting, and they're getting views and clicks by saying, look, I hate Richard, I hate this person, I hate that person, I hate this person. And then in response, Rich says something. And people, and it's like what Ollie said, it's a drama show. You want to see what's going to be said next week. So, and they know this. So they keep on, and it's steering away from the real purpose of what they should be doing. And that's their research. I believe Steve Cambion calls himself a researcher. So research, man.
Yeah, I think he does do that.
If he's a researcher, why didn't he interview Brent and Blake about the hoaxes then? Go to the source.
As he asked them.
That's the question.
I know. He hasn't. Or else they would have talked about it. He would have talked about it with the whole audience.
Yeah, I mean, you've got. I mean, that's another side of the argument. You've got to give, you know, the Cousins brothers a chance to speak up. But and that's one thing.
I've asked him for next Friday to speak up about
it.
But that just shows you that who they are. They just want to hurt people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
for what reason? You know, I mean, just because we have an opinion, we do things a little differently. Cambion, you know, I remember being friends with me. Then all of a sudden, I can't be friends with you if you're going to be on that panel with them. Like, all right, I don't want to be friends with you then.
But you very much alike.
No, we're not.
A show, Ollie, whereby the Cousins brothers, at least Blake, Cambion, Rich, and a couple of others were on at the same time, all kind of interacting and bantering. I'm pretty sure there's a show.
Yeah, Rich and Stephen got along really well. Am I right by saying that, Rich?
Ollie the drama farmer.
I am the drama farmer. I put my hands up. I asked Cambion to come on with Rich because Rich said he would do it, and Cambion said I'm not going to do it. And he said I'm not going to do it. So you get views on your show for bringing the drama. I said,
oh my God.
No, I said, no shit, Sherlock. That's what I do.
I'm a farmer, man.
I'm not going to do it just for the good of my health.
Don't you see? He doesn't even care to even talk about it unless he's getting the views. That's all this is about for him. He wants to beat me in subs and beat me in views. And that's all it is. You're right. It's competitive jealousy.
Yeah.
Big time. Big time.
I don't even know how many subs. I don't pay attention to subs because to me it's about the content, the quality of the channel and what's actually happening rather than how many subscribers you've got. Because I mean, I watch channels obviously that have got subscribers into the millions. I also watch channels where there's like 20 subscribers. I mean, there's a guy I watch called Rondell who is like in my field of like video editing and stuff like that. I mean, the quality of work that he does is absolutely stunning, but he's only got 600 subscribers. I mean, I've got double that, and my stuff does not even come close to how good his is. You know, and he does travel vlogs and all sorts of. He's an animator as well, and his animations and like, motion graphics are absolutely top notch professional stuff.
But sometimes
600. His name's Rondell, Rondel. If you search for him on YouTube.
But sometimes the viewers, he might do good work, but he might not have a good person. People might not take to his personality, and sometimes people sometimes viewers tend to tune into your channels because of your personality.
Yeah, you gotta have one of those, I guess. I don't know.
But you've said this, Rich. You said you would speak to him, but we're not. You said you would debate him on a show.
Yeah,
Cambion, he will not debate you on the show. So I know he's listening because he listens in his car. He tells me on a Friday when I've invited him on Fridays months and months ago. He always says I'm in the car. And I spoke to him the other day, and he said, "I'll listen to your show on Friday, but I'll be in the car on the way to the cabin." So
yeah, don't believe everything he says.
He probably, but
don't believe everything he says. All right, go ahead. I know he listens. He has to because I'm on. I'm joking. It's all about you. I'm sorry. I'm just being a dick.
Why do you think he won't face you?
Because he knows he'll get mad when I put him in his place. because he knows he's lying about a lot of the stuff he's saying. And everything that I pointed out and explained after he called whatever, me a liar, them a hoax, you can't defend against what I did, what I showed. They're saying they don't say, you know, third phase of moon does this, that, and the other thing. And I say, only go back the last 5 years, and he goes back 10 years. You know, shit like that. He doesn't play fair. He doesn't know how to have a conversation without yelling and screaming. And I think that's his downfall. He doesn't want to look stupid. Because third phase already did that to him. Made him get mad and yell, act like a fool.
I never watched the that was it on Alien Scientist channel. I don't know if I watched.
I think it was. And you know, he's calling third phase, "You guys are assholes," and swearing. Just typical white.
Did Jeremy tell him to watch the language?
I don't know. I don't remember that. But
he did. I did watch it.
But
see, this is why you can do it on my show. You can say what the fuck you want.
Yeah, or on my show.
But yeah, on your show, that would be GUFON invites. That's what you should do. Just do a time that you know he's going to be about, and just go. I invite you, truth seekers.
Not interested in being friends. It'll never happen. It just won't. I can guarantee it. Once
what
I
part
shut
of the world does he hail from anyway? Like, what part of the US?
No one knows.
Yeah.
No one knows. I see him always going to his cabin and that, and I thought he's like Appalachians or something. I don't know.
You know, I kind of get that some people like to stay incognito, especially YouTube, because you might get a weirdo come into your window and masturbating or whatever, you know. And
or I take it he's like me, because I do the reason why I stay the way I am is because I try and protect my family. Because of what you said, there are some weird people on YouTube.
You do realize you're showing your face right now for the first time.
Oh, God damn it. Nah, luckily enough though, people that I've come across are really nice people, so I haven't come across the weirdos yet. Except when I first started, one guy told me I should put a gun to my head and kill myself.
Oh, lovely.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's a bit heavy.
You see, Rich, what we could do is we could get truth seekers in here, and we could get Lion's Ground in here for me, because we've had our beef in the past.
I can't stand that guy. That guy's a cockroach.
Remind me of Lion's Ground. Who's he?
He's an excellent researcher. I will say that. He was a very good friend of mine. I still wish him well.
Ali's a bullshit artist. He's another one that lies. He came at me with lies. And when I pointed it out to him that he was lying, you know, he turned to me and said, he told me that YouTube is not a gay dating site. So go look somewhere else. And I was like, what the hell are you on about? Just make your video about me and jog on.
Did he make a video about you?
Yeah, he did.
I've not seen it. So I didn't.
Well, he took it down. He took all his channels
when he
down.
had Lion's Ground, the actual.
Yep.
Right. So was that the 8? Because he had like over 80,000.
All I look at it this way, yeah, is when a person lies to you once, that sets them up for the whole thing of YouTube. They will lie and lie and lie. And that guy, to me, he's a liar, and he's a lying rat. And I'd say it to his face. He knows what I think of him. He's a rat. And he's a liar. Honestly.
Scambian?
He's talking about Heathcliff, Lion's Ground.
Oh, Heathcliff. Yeah. Who's Astral Citizen.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, it's weird for me because I do have a respect there for Heathcliff, even though he copyright striked me it was a back and forth fight, and I thought I can't. He stopped me in my tracks with the copyright strike. So that's the way he wanted to play. I gave up. You won, Heathcliff. Yeah, I do respect him as an investigator. He's pretty good at what he does. I can't trust nothing that man says. If he came at me with a lie, with a blatant lie. Yeah, no,
I trust nothing.
I understand what you're saying there, but like Stu just said about his friend with a channel, Heath's got a new channel now, and it's probably some of the best editing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's done a good job with that editing.
That's what everybody says behind the scenes about him. That he has so much talent.
Oh yeah,
in our opinion, in my opinion, and a few other people's opinion, he's wasted it.
Well, I bet he probably does it for work or something.
I would never change my opinion about that man until he apologizes for his blatant lie.
He will never apologize. I know he never apologize.
I like for me and him to be in a room together, not in a gay way, and we'll have a little talk about this little lie and himself.
So anyway, we ranted about that. Stu Little, you are in the house tonight. Do you think AI images and possibly video in the future are going to be a massive problem?
Huge problem. I mean, I appreciate what Minlish said about AI been around for a long time, but it has evolved dramatically. The sort of latest thing that we've all been dabbling with, I've only, as you know, Ollie, I've only been playing with it. I've been aware of it, but I've only been playing with it for just over a week, and it's blown me away, the stuff that I can actually generate. And I've only sort of just started to scrape the surface of what it can and can't do.
These are yours.
Yeah, they are just like mucking about. That's the ones, yeah. I mean, that bottom left one, I literally just put Martian spaceship or something, or UFO, and that's what it came back. And the one in the like top left, I aged a little bit, I must admit. I put it through another app and made it look a little bit older than it did.
All right, yeah, okay, I get that.
Yeah, I treated that one. But I mean, I've gone from like never using this before to currently I've got like 500 of these images, and I'm also using AI to enlarge them, because at the moment I think the largest you can get is like 1024 pixels by 1024 pixels, and that's really small. So I've been using an app called Remini, which I had anyway, and it allows you to upscale and sharpen the images and bring out more detail that wasn't there. And then I'm putting the stuff through Lightroom and playing about with it from there. So it's good fun. I mean, I've just, from a creative outlet, I've loved it. But yeah, it's going to become a huge problem. I mean, 2015 is when OpenAI started. Elon Musk donated, I think, $1 billion. Microsoft chipped in another $1 billion. And it's all, I mean, you can go and download the code yourselves and create your own AI, you know, supercomputer or whatever, if you've got the right server power and stuff like that. But it's definitely going to be a huge issue, not only for the point of view of like guys like us who like to muck about and make UFO pictures and that, but also for celebrities, you know, getting ripped off. I mean, just recently, I think Bruce Willis sold the rights to his likeness, young and old.
Yeah, I heard that. So you're going to get films with Bruce Willis in them that he's not in them.
Yeah, but what they didn't say was he's also given away his voice. So he really just does not have to do anything now, because they've got his voice sampled in the same way that James Earl Jones has finally retired as Darth Vader. But Industrial Light and Magic have, and Skywalker Sound have basically sampled his voice, and they can generate Darth Vader whenever they want.
Wow.
Alien Girl, welcome to the show.
Guys? Happy Friday, everybody's here. Hey.
Yeah, hello. Just to let you know, we can hear you, but I think we're coming out your you're coming out we're not coming out your webcam. You're coming out your webcam. I think.
Say something again.
No,
something again.
Amy.
Right. Hello?
Touch your microphone. Let's hear it. Yeah, it's on her mic.
Live.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It just sounds like it's strange.
I didn't think so.
Damn earpods.
Oh, it is a little strange.
I'm going to jump back in. I'm going to jump back.
Okay, mate.
in.
No,
Be careful.
You, Rich.
Me?
Yeah, you. So when you're hearing everything, because you're surprised at how this works tonight, aren't you? When you've seen, you didn't realize how this
Better, right?
worked. That's
sound
perfect,
lovely.
Amy.
Yeah, I did not realize it would look like this. This is just pissing me off. But I like it for thumbnails.
It's great for thumbnails.
So can I get this program, or is it free? What?
Hey, I've not paid yet for this, but it was probably going to ask for more money soon. It said you get like 50 credits or something like that.
Are you using DALL-E?
Yeah, I signed up literally. I signed up a couple of minutes before the show went live, and
right, because there's quite a few out, but the one I use is through an app called Motion Leap, and I do pay for that app anyway, so I get the facility. But there's a new one just appeared that not only has AI image generation, you can do a whole host of things that I think you and Rich would love in terms of its tools for motion tracking.
Well, Stu, tell us that after
screen.
the show, because we need to keep it on track with UFOs.
But you can use it for runway, and I've experimented with a couple of like spaceship UFO things and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm going to email you a picture just directly, or just show you what I've been doing in runway. And some of the stuff is just utterly mental what you can do. I'll just send
it over, mate. I'll try and bring it on the screen. Yeah, but
I'm going to send it to you, but via email, okay?
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Amy. What do you think of what you've been seeing over the last week when it comes to these AI generated images? Do you think it's going to be a massive problem for the field?
Oh, completely. Things are awful right now to try to like identify things. It's horrible. Everything looks fake. Everything could be fake. You could be fake. All of us could be fake.
Probably am fake.
I think
I'm definitely fake.
I'm a hoax.
I'm a hologram.
Yeah.
I'm an hologram.
Hologram.
Yeah.
How you doing, Amy?
Good. It's good to see you. I mean, this is just so exciting. I'm loving this. How are you doing over there right now? Good evening.
Good. Good.
Amy, have you seen Moonlicht before?
Oh,
Yeah, I did. What's up, Moonlicht? Good to see you. How are you doing?
Doing lovely. I got a cat on either side of me.
Aw, fun. And then I am Tuttle is here. I'm just excited.
I'm Stu Little.
I am Tuttle.
I am Tuttle. I am Stu.
Right.
I am Stu Little.
Yee, that's it.
Did you
Stu Little.
So
but don't you think now what Third Phase did by putting this out, it stirred up an interest in this AI technology and stuff?
It definitely stirred an interest of I mean it. I kind of wondered a while back if you could make fake UFOs out of it eventually. I didn't realize I had not put the right commands in to do. Not that I was going to do it, people. But as soon as I saw that, you can recognize it when you zoom in on the pictures, because it's the software. It's the software. It's mainly, if you go to my Instagram account, people, you'll see that I've been doing this for quite some time. It doesn't understand humans. The software doesn't understand how to make a human.
Yeah, it's the one thing that in anything that I've done, I'll send you one of the other images across that I was dabbling with. I love steampunk stuff, so a lot of my stuff's steampunk orientated.
I'd like to take a look at that.
Now, it just shows you that I don't pay attention to Ollie's Instagram, because I messaged you the other day and said, God, you should try this for UFO stuff and thumbnails and that. And you're like, yeah, I've been doing it for months. I'm like, oops.
I think what you're finding, I'm sorry, Ollie.
No, go, Moon.
I think what you're finding is that there are certain things that the software is not showing you the professional and military versions of, the same as the satellite versions of the, like Google Earth and Terra Earth and all this kind of stuff like that. They're not showing you the high details. They're not showing you the human sides of the software, because that's what the face identification stuff, that's what the enhancement of satellite versions of the software does. When they use it for other practical uses, they're not going to give you the same versions that the law enforcement uses, the military uses, the commercial people uses for advertising. And
I don't think the military and that have this. They do have it, but I think they're using the same stuff. Whether they're like software engineers taking it in a whole different route that's making it much more sophisticated.
Well, I can tell you that we've used this software for video communications and audio communications.
Is that for like propaganda purposes, whereby they're like faking stuff up?
For facial identification.
Right,
and
facial recognition.
For law enforcement, and for... I know that we had... the telecommunications industry had their hands in this back in the 80s and 90s, and being someone from the telecommunications field, as far as manufacturing and the software and everything like that, I can tell you this firsthand, that this is old technology, and what you're seeing here is very old technology. They may be using it as cutting edge for the people that are doing it for the consumer markets and stuff like that, but this is old hat. As far as the quality you're seeing here is way past. This is all outdated stuff.
Yeah,
I'm going to make a comment. Okay, sorry.
It has so many practical uses in military, and you see more advanced parts of it in criminal justice and stuff like that, but that stuff that you're seeing there is still very old hat.
Rich, what were you going to say?
Nothing.
You said you were going to make a comment.
Well, it had nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
So what the stuff that is actually cutting edge is unbelievable, and you could sit down and make movies with it, and you would not know. You don't need actors and actresses anymore. There's enough stuff out there that the AI can take movies from back in the 1900s all the way forward. They can take current video from news and TV series and plug it all in and use it as templates, that there's no reason to have live actors and everything else, and you can almost write scripts and just have people, polish it up, that they can create their own scenarios and everything from very little input.
I mean, one thing I will say, that Rich you're definitely right with this, that Third Phase of the Moon do drum up a conversation, because since putting that out there, it has actually made everybody aware, now in the field, of AI, UFO, whatever, generated images.
No,
People are going to be on the lookout for this.
Yeah, everybody's guard's going to be up now.
That's right. And so it was a good thing that they did this.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the things they do, is they go ahead and put stuff out, and they leave it as that, is to drum up more attention. If they were to come out and said, look, this is AI, and we're putting this out here so you can see what some of these images look like.
They did actually say that. Rich, they did say that, didn't they? It was a 4 hours afterwards, they did say that that this could be what we're hearing from the community, that they put that live show out, that it could be.
They said it could be AI, but they didn't say this is AI. If they were to put their headings out there as stuff that they know what it is, then not as many people are going to go ahead and respond to it and take it to heart. And the people who don't read or don't listen to the details aren't going to shoot off the edges like they do. we know that most people are going to ignore 80% of what is written and 80% of what is said, and they're only going to listen to that 20% that gives them a hard on, okay? And that's all they're interested in. And that's I'm not saying that's all Third Phase of Moon is interested in. I'm saying that's all the people that get excited about things. The passionate people, okay? The passionate people are only interested in the things that make them something that's against their God, or against their scripture, or against their moral content, or against their better judgment. That's what they're looking. As soon as they hear something that's against their push button issues, they get that little thing and they go running around and they have to post it 1,000 times. And they have to make every comment as soon as they see it. They have to scream to their neighbors. They have to pick up the phone and call their kids. And they have to run in the bedroom, wake up their neighbors and tell them about it. That's what they have to do because they're so excitable. And they haven't read the whole thing. They haven't listened to the whole conversation. And that's where you get the people that are excitable and passionate. And that's where you get the people that come listen to your show the most.
Alien Addict, I gotta go, man.
Yeah, Rich. Before you do disappear, what are you talking about tonight?
I am going to ask what's the best evidence aliens exist. And then I'm going to talk about the hoax documentary for a little bit and put B. Baker and the rest of the girls in place.
I think the best evidence of aliens is Jonathan Reed's footage.
Oh, yes, by far. Jonathan Reed's is the best, and it's the best sound effects as ever.
I vouch for it being real.
Just take the audio, man, and call somebody up with it.
Oh, my God.
I think of all those clips from the 90s that GUFON dude showed.
Yeah.
If
that GUFON guy.
If you take that audio,
he's the worst.
And you put some 70s, music behind it.
I'm here to fix your washing
a whole
machine.
different video.
Chicka wow wow.
Yeah, Rich.
Yo.
Can I just quickly before you disappear? So you've watched? Have you watched half of the documentary now?
I have watched 20 minutes, and then I'm going over to the 1 hour and 20 minute mark for the wonderful Miss B. Baker, so I can talk about that in my show.
I'm gonna watch that.
What were you gonna ask me?
I'm saying I'll watch that.
That's all I have. I'm not gonna get you to spoil what you're gonna say.
Don't worry about it. I haven't even watched it yet.
You just said you've watched half of it.
I've watched 20 minutes, but I haven't watched the 1 hour and 20 minute mark that she's telling me to watch. So I'm gonna watch that now, and then we'll talk about it, guys. It's been a great time. Stu
Rich.
Little,
Blessings, sir.
See you, Rich.
Rich.
Moonlight, Hidden Underbelly, Alien Girl, Amy Giordano, and Alien Addict. Guys, have a good night. I'll see you soon, hopefully.
I'll see you later, mate.
Rich.
I got
See you,
it.
brother.
And gal.
And then
people wonder why I want him and Cambion on together, and one might, I could be a bullshit and say I just want them to be friends, but I just want the drama on the channel. If I'm perfectly honest, I think that will be an absolute, and that's the only reason why I got him and Lou together. I didn't do it for any reason as if to say I want you to. I enjoy the drama. I enjoy looking at Cambion's show, talking about Rich, and Rich talking about Cambion. It's fucking entertaining. Let's face it. Anybody that says they don't find it entertaining is lying their fucking ass off. It's beautiful. Them two have got this amazing thing going on. I would like to be the person that possibly may bring them together. That'd be nice.
Would you get the EastEnders music too? Doom, 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 doom.
Yes, definitely. I might get a copyright strike for that.
Chances are you would.
But yeah, I mean, I anybody that Stephen, Cambion, he said to me, "You just want to get me on for the views." Well, actually, it's not for the views. It's because it's for the drama.
Drama.
Yeah, you know.
It's a soap opera.
It is. This channel. If you've not realized, this channel has a little bit of drama to it.
Oh yeah.
You know, and if you like, I'm not sticking about it. It's far too much drama. Fuck off. I don't care. I really don't care. This is my hobby. I work in the day, and I do this on a Friday with a few beers to relax. I don't care about subscribers, and the little bit of money that I get, and I thank you all, is amazing. It pays for the software that I use. It pays for Photoshop. It pays for updating eventually a computer, because I want to start doing editing. I'll put it all back into the show, you know. But one thing I don't agree with that I want to address is like the whole thing with Rich saying about Cambion with the PlayStation and Cambion saying with Rich with the pot. It's nobody's fucking business what you spend your fucking money on. Some YouTubers just do YouTube for a living. So if they buy shit rag to wipe their ass with, you know, should they not wipe their ass because their subscribers are paying for that? It's nobody's business. Do what you want with your fucking money. That's all I've got to say.
Here.
You know, if I did this for a living, and all of a sudden my house changed, I go, it's just a green screen. You didn't pay for this. Everything goes back into the show. Yeah, but Ollie, you've got 8 million subscribers, and you're getting 2 million views a week. Yeah, just put it all back into the software, the equipment that I buy, this chair. You know, it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. What YouTubers spend their fucking... If I wanted to spend my money on porno magazines, it's none of your fucking business. They don't exist anymore, but whatever happened to the porn? Moonlich, you don't have to super chat me. You're on the show, but thank you very much, my friend.
You gotta tip the dancing bear, man.
Oh, the performing animal.
That's me.
I'm playing.
You know, one day it will be a drama in here, because my wife was so close to coming down here and telling me the off of night for being so loud and waking the kids up. It's a try not to. But yeah, people, it's the field's a mess, and I like to report on the mess. And this thing with AI is just gonna really put more mud in the waters.
Yeah.
Hey, Ollie, by chance, do you like watching WWE?
Never watched it, mate. No.
Seriously? Oh. Because that is just so drama and carnage.
The reason why I never watched it, I don't think, is because my parents wouldn't get Sky Television in the UK. That's what we call it in the UK.
Yeah.
As a kid, so I never got into it. If they'd have got that, I'd have been all over it like a rash.
You'd have loved it. Not that I watch much of it now, but I used to watch it.
I watch some clips on YouTube now, every now and again. And The Wrestler's one of my favorite films. I do like that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I used to watch wrestling with my grandfather in the black and white, even on the tiny black and white TV sets, you know. And he would get at it, and he'd get going on his chair, and he'd sit on the edge, and he'd be fighting at it and everything. And then once in a while, he'd fall off his chair. And so, you know, I remember the good old days. I remember the Iron Sheik, and I remember them blowing stuff in each other's eyes and picking up real, you know, the chairs and actually, you know, busting it over somebody's head, and you know, all that good stuff. And
it sounds like basically ufology.
Yeah,
it kind of is.
Yeah,
I remember one time we took him to the actual show, and he didn't like it at all. Took him to a live event, and he was like, "Nah, I don't like too many people in my way, getting in my way, messing around. They don't know what to do." And so
Well, we don't have much longer, people. And Amy, you joined us at the last minute. So, what are you doing recently, and what's going on in your life?
Yeah, just keep thinking about the UFOs. Tomorrow morning, I have Squirrel, Holly, and Wood coming on. She does CE5 in Wiltshire, where all the crop circles are. So, see you then. If you all should come.
Oh God, that's a really good one to put into the AI generator, Amy. You've just given me a great idea.
What did I say?
Crop
circles,
circles.
Starseed magic. Try that one.
I'm just feeding the fire there, aren't I? Just like all of a sudden after this video, you're going to start seeing loads of people putting. No, that won't happen. Well,
did you get those ones I sent over to your email?
Well, let me have a look from Stu while you have a chat, and I'll just see if I can find it. Yep, they've just popped up now.
Just popped up.
Amy's had been to so many cool places in ufology history, and that's one of the things I always want to be able to talk to her about. And even the array, the telescope array. That's one of those places. That's where science fiction and science reality meets the Earthlings, and it's such a cool place to have been, and to be able to hang out there and play around there, because that's where everything comes together, and so that's another one of those places that you've been, and that's I always want to be able to sit down and talk to you someday about all that stuff, and because you got so much tactical references to, just chat about. And so someday I hope I get to chat with you, Amy.
Oh yeah, she's met the best of them.
We're talking now. Too. Me and you still have to do our flat Earth episode anyway.
Oh God, yeah.
That's my reaction.
We mentioned that at the beginning of the show, flat Earth. I know we started talking about that for a minute.
And then we can talk about.
Oh, that's nice.
The aliens.
I like that.
So this is some of the stuff that Stu's been doing in the AI generator. So this, honestly, it literally is. It seems, Stu, like when I've worked with this thing, it seems like magic. It seems like some sort of AI god is just imagining all this in its head. Some of the images you can kind of tell that it's pasted them together from other images, but some of them, like this one,
I can't even remember what I think I used the term Dyson sphere, and that's kind of what it gave me. But yeah, it does some really cool things. I mean, the thing that I'm doing with it now, and it's purely from an artistic, creative point of view, is the likes of that one there of this sort of steampunk girl, is I have worked the colors. Like in the original, the background was not as blue, it was kind of more greeny blue. I brought out the kind of coppers and the brass, and I've toned down the body so the face pops. So I've kind of worked that through using, again, AI in Lightroom that allows me to one button click and make a selection of her, and then invert it for the background. I mean, stuff like that used to, you need to use a pen tool or quick mask, and it would take you hours to do, and now you can do it in seconds, and it's brilliant. I mean, I've been using Photoshop since Photoshop came out, and honestly, the stuff that you can do now, that if I had those tools years ago, I would have made a fortune, because just it's so fast now and it's so readily available.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though, Stu, everybody's got these tools now.
Yeah, it kind of democratizes it, because then it just comes down to your creativity, but the AI, I mean, the actual AI itself, the algorithms, the code is just going to get better and better, because every time you generate another image, it'll learn something. It's the same as those, you've seen them the captcha things, whereby you've got to select the traffic lights or, all the bikes or whatever in the image. That's AI learning. That's part of this. It's learning to identify, what things are, and you're helping it. And the capture systems are making money off of that.
Do you not feel like, and we've got about another 5 minutes before GUFON goes live? Do you not think that this is not? Never mind ufology. Forget that. Just let's talk about creativity in humans. Do you not think this is a danger to like children when it comes to them growing up and starting to become creative with art and things like that? Are people going to get so lazy?
I think if it's used in the right way, I mean, as I say, I'm taking, like, from my perspective, and also I sent you an image, like my son had created a leprechaun the other night.
The leprechaun.
Yeah, it was good fun. But I think if you take it as like a baseline starting point and then do something with it, as I say, I'm improving the color and sort of putting, my own tweak on things. And sometimes in the likes of, I did a generation for Flying Pigs, kind of wanted to replicate the Battersea Power Pink Floyd kind of album cover type thing. And
big Pink Floyd fan. I am.
Yeah, I love Pink Floyd. But some of the pigs came back with like 3 wings. So obviously I've got to go in and remove one of the wings, which is easy enough to do now. But, there's still a human element to it that you can sort of play about with it. But it's going to get, I mean, we're not talking years here. I mean, I know like Mick West said, 10 years, it'll be absolutely great. No, try 10 months. This stuff's moving at a hell of a rate. It's the same as
have you noticed when you keep typing in certain things as well, the actual software seems to bring better images to you?
It's constantly learning. I mean, I've got an old iPhone 11 here, and I've been playing about with crop circles. I don't know if I can put that in. Can you see that? That's what it gave me. That was one of the first things for the crop circle.
Second, mate. Let me bring you up full.
Well, I got something that might be something that you'll look forward to in the next year.
That's weird.
And we might be starting it right here on your show, Ollie. Is that, this is a tool as far as new artists are concerned, and what you might be expecting to see here in the next year or two are poets using a new form of poetry to put into AI to get results.
Well, you saying that they've got an AI hip hop artist that's actually they've signed to a record label. Did you hear about this one?
Yeah, and that's all. It's that right there runs.
See that one? Along Sorry, with what, go back, Ollie.
Yeah, David Bowie for years had created a friend of his had created a software program, and David Bowie would put in phrases into the program, and from the program would put out words or phrases, and he would use them to create songs with. And some
you can do that now. There is the software.
Yeah, he's been doing that for like 25 years.
Yeah,
and some of his most famous songs were created by word generators or phrase generators from AI, from programs, and he would, that's how he got his phrases from his songs, and he would use that to be the foundations from his songs himself. And
crazy. Well, just quickly, because we've got literally about 2 minutes left. You were going to say something about that?
Yeah, it was just the middle right image with the glasses, the sort of largest head. I just think that from an AI perspective is stunning.
Yeah,
It's got an uncanny valley cartoonishness about it, but there's also something realistic about it as well. It captures the essence of Lazar.
Yeah, I did these today.
That one captures the essence of Stephen King to me, but
a little bit, yeah.
You're right. I can see that as well, actually. Yep.
And
he follows me on Twitter, actually, Stephen King. I don't know why, but he does.
They do look similar, though. They do look similar to Stephen King. But yeah, Stu, and people, if you like the AI stuff, I do a lot of it on Instagram, and I sometimes mess about with it with Photoshop. That is like literally about, I think there is about 7 AI images that I've blended in together in Photoshop to make that one image. So
yeah, you made a Roman bath over there. I love it.
Yeah.
A Roman alien bath.
But Amy, before we go, have you got a show coming up?
Yeah, I got one tomorrow. I have a nice girl named Holly Ann Wood coming, and we're gonna be talking about CE5 and stuff like that. And that's tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But thanks for giving me the link. Let me jump on.
No worries, mate. No worries. And Hidden, when's your next show?
This Wednesday. Wednesday. Yeah. So,
is that a live show you're doing?
Yeah, it's going to be live. It's going to be live.
And you're constantly putting the videos out, aren't you, my friend?
Yeah, when I'm finished here, I got a video to work on. That, funny enough, third page, I didn't have to send it to them. They found it as well.
They found it. Oh, it sometimes that happens.
Oh no, I'm glad it's saved, because I normally find it and say, hey guys, take a look at this one, and then I send them over all the details. But they found it themselves as well, so it shows you we're all out there in the fields looking for work.
Exactly.
But,
there you go.
This one's a doozy, man. This one's a really good one.
And I am Stu Little.
Hello.
What are you working on? Yeah. You've got a channel that can teach people.
Yeah, well, I'm actually, it's been requested. People want to see how I sort of muck about with the AI images, so I think there'll be a video tutorial for that. And I've been working on a series to do with video scopes and vector scopes and all that kind of stuff. And I've got a video coming out about that tomorrow. So if you're into video editing on an iPad, I'm your guy.
Yeah, that's the great thing with your channel. It is linked in the description below, people, that Stu, anybody that's watching this now, doesn't need crazy equipment to do what Stu does. Stu will teach you to do things probably on the device that's in your hand right now that you're watching this video.
The very video that's coming out tomorrow is done on my iPhone 13, and I could just have easily have done it on this iPhone 11 using LumaFusion. So I try to chop and change between using the iPad sometimes and using the iPhone. And there's a lot of guys and ladies as well who shoot, edit, and completely publish their stuff using their iPhone. It's amazing.
And make a career off it.
Yes, yeah. There's a guy, Imran, who I sometimes do some color correction for. I mean, he literally is making quite a very lucrative career out of filming with his iPhone.
Crazy. Moonlich, have you got anything coming up?
Yeah. I got a project coming up that Ollie's going to be on it, even though he keeps saying no.
I never said no.
I haven't got a chance to talk to him in detail about it, but I'm going to try to whip out a book and then do a video series and have Ollie be the MC for it. And I think he's the perfect person for it. And since I looked at that image of that Italian alien fountain there, we're going to have that made. I know somebody does a 3D printer. We're going to have to make that into an actual fountain. Yeah, that's going to be a perfect fountain right there. And then on the show, he'll have to be in a toga.
Me?
You. Yeah. An alien toga.
I'd pay to see that.
And but yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. That's something that needs to come out. It's a real time.
You know what? I'm going to do a live show now, and the rules are that anybody that's coming on has to wear a toga.
There you go.
Even you, Amy.
Okay, let's do it. I'll do it. I'd easily do it. That's easy for a chick because it's just like a little. Just like a regular little dress.
They still make dresses like that, so Hey.
They do indeed. Right, people. We are slightly overlapping with Rich, so I don't want to do that. I want to thank you all for coming on tonight. Everybody in the chat, you've all been great. And yeah, if you want to support the show further, you can become a channel member, or you can become a Patreon. Or if you just want, if you don't want to part with any cash, that's absolutely fine, because I wouldn't. Just give it a thumb up and share the video. That's all you have to do. Literally all you have to do. And if you're feeling cold, I sell some t-shirts and hoodies. Go on, head over there. Good night, God bless, people. Mind the bugs don't bite. Make sure you tweet it out, get Cambion and GUFON on Alien Addict Live.
Hashtag Drama Farmer.
That's the one, mate. Good night. Bye-bye.
Night.
And bye-bye.